Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the February 9th Madison City Council meeting. At this time, I would like to ask Councilmember Goodson to please lead us in the invocation and ask that you remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Holy Father, we thank you for this evening. Lord, we thank you for those who have gathered here today to participate in the functions of our city. Lord, we thank you most of all for the residents of the city, and pray that you would just keep your hand upon this city, keep your hand upon our work. May everything that we do glorify you, and may we do the things that accomplish your will in this world. For the name of Christ we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Mr. Goodson. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. You may be seated. May I have the roll call, please?
Mayor Bartlett.
Here.
Council President Robleski.
Here.
Councilmember Beer.
Here.
Councilmember Goodson.
Here.
Councilmember McCay.
Here.
Councilmember Lesman.
Here.
Councilmember White.
Here.
Councilmember Jackson.
Here.
Thank you. We will proceed. We have a quorum. Do we have any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, we have several amendments to the agenda this evening, and a revised agenda was published earlier this afternoon, but I'll go ahead and note these changes for the record. First of all, under Facilities and Grounds for item 2026-72R, the City Hall Architect Agreement, we updated the funding source to Fund 38 instead of the Facilities Department budget. Under the Planning Department, we removed item B, which was 2026-47, setting a public hearing on the rezoning of property owned by Ms. Godwin, about 39 acres. Under Recreation, we removed item C, which was 2026-64, which was an agreement for a Pilates instructor, and that was removed at her request. And then finally, we have added a new line for the Human Resources Department tonight following Facilities. This is the first reading for Ordinance 2026-77 to amend the unclassified service employee positions of the city.
Thank you. All right. Let's move into the approval of minutes for the meeting from January 29th.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second, a motion from Mr. Jackson and a second from Mr. Beer. Y'all were really fast on that one. Were there any questions or comments? May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye. Thank you. The minutes are approved as posted. We don't have any presentations and awards, so we'll move right into public comments. Everyone has an opportunity to address council. You'll have 3 minutes to speak and would ask that you state your name and your district. Is there anyone that would like to speak to council tonight?
Margie Daly, Erica's district. So I tried to go and take a look at the agenda and the packet, and it was missing. So according to the Open Public Meetings Act, it is unlawful for you to do this. It must be posted 24 hours prior for the public to review. Now, had I not called City Hall and made them aware that there was no agenda and no packet available for the public to look at, they would have never known, and we would have had a meeting with no agenda and no packet. I did email a few of you to let you know that there was no agenda. So I didn't have time to review it because we did not have our normal agenda and packet up for 24 hours prior to this meeting. The last meeting, I spoke about the appropriations and the Finance Committee, and again, I see there's another thing that says that you had a Finance Committee, and you're passing from A to G with no Finance Committee, no review. I also, last meeting, I asked about why the Chamber was getting so many appropriations, and Morris said to me, well, one was for Huntsville and one is for Madison. Well, I went and looked at the old agenda and the minutes you just passed, and it said Huntsville, Madison. So I really try to deal in facts, and it's kind of disappointing that we can't be honest to the public. The other thing is, I noticed on the minutes that you're pushing two of my items together. I spoke last time about the 3% sales tax that we're going to just hand to Mr. Breland from the Costco for the next 40 years, that the city could probably really use that for improvements on our streets and many other things. But instead, they mushed together Breland 3% temporary sales tax that started in 2009. So that's two subjects mushed into one sentence, so it's incoherent. The other thing is, I see that we're taking in that Costco. Does that mean this 3% going to Breland is passed tonight? Or is it going to be where we have a public meeting on that 3% sales tax for the next 40 years going to a heavy donor in our state and nation? He donates nationwide, Mr. Breland. So that was my question. Then I also saw he's getting a street light. I thought some of his money from that other thing that he takes from the other county.
Is there anyone else that would like to address council this evening? Seeing none, we'll close public comments and move into the consent agenda and Finance Committee report. Mr. Beer?
Thank you. So the Finance Committee, we've got our consent agenda here, as well as the reports that we received this past month, which includes all the expenditures from the general fund, Fund 38, as well as some sales tax data. So we did get a chance to review all those and look at versus the past approvals. On the consent agenda, we have appropriations for Madison Arts Alliance of $5,000 from the general fund. We also have one for Enable Madison. Riley Center. Got a chance to visit that early on in my life, and they do some amazing things for children with autism, great school. The Legacy Center, annual appropriation for Getting Real About Mental Illness. And then there's a disposal of Madison Court Department records from our record retention schedule. And then finally, we have a termination of the public restroom that we'd previously approved to build that we're going to pull out of that. There is a termination fee of $8,200 that we're going to approve as well. So with that, I'd like to move to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second? Oh.
Second.
I'm going to go motion by Mr. Beer and second by Mrs. Lesman. Are there any comments or questions about the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The consent agenda and Finance Committee report are accepted. Now we'll move into presentation and reports, and we begin with Mayor Bartlett.
Thank you. First, I'd like to thank State Senator Arthur Orr, who was the sponsor for this year's All-Girls State Chess Championship, which we hosted in Madison this weekend. I was honored to serve as the Chief Tournament Director for that event, and the top team in the K-12 section was Bob Jones High School, and the first place winner was also from Bob Jones High School, a freshman who will represent the state of Alabama at the National Girls Tournament of Champions. And so very excited about that, and thank you, Senator Orr. Also want to just note for a moment that this Friday will be our 100th day in office, and I just want to thank the council for all of the hard work that they've put in their first 100 days, and also our staff and our employees here at City Hall, because you're right there with us, helping us get a lot of things done. So thank you all.
Thank you, Mayor. District 2.
Thank you. So I will say, Mayor Bartlett, back at you. I know you've had a very busy first 100 days.
100 years.
Yeah, might have felt like that. Got so many great things done, so thank you. I'll kind of quick update on a personal note, and then I'll tie this back to the city of Madison. I got a chance last week to visit Honduras, did a mission trip with Rotary of Madison. Two of our clubs, the Rotary Madison, went out and did a vision clinic. We did things, with doing cataract care, vision checkups. And we really got a chance to go all through Honduras from north to south. And what was amazing to me and eye-opening was the roads, the water, the trash, and the lack of infrastructure in place. And it kind of comes back to the basics of what we do in city government and taking care of those sorts of things. And you look at the issues and the problems we have, and not to minimize those in any way compared to other countries, but the basic services that this city puts together, the county puts together, and what that does for a quality of life impact is amazing. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity to do that. And again, a shout out to both the Madison Rotary Clubs, the Morning Club and the Evening Club, who spent a week of their time, money, and just kind of resources to go out there and help really thousands of people in the end. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your ministry with that and representing us. District 3, Mr. Goodson.
So a couple of things this past week, a little bit slower than the weeks before, thankfully so in many respects, but we had two great ribbon cuttings that primarily in District 3. One was the Public Safety Annex and Fire Station number 4. Great to have that open, having that serving our city. The fire department was able to move into that right after all the storms and stuff, and it was just a lot of, it's really nice to have that on that side. And then also in Town Madison, we had the opening of Escapology. The Madison Chamber had their ribbon cutting there, was able to attend that. We had one sad event. We had Marty Pitts, a driver who retired from the Madison Fire Department, who passed away. It was an honor to be able to attend his visitation and to express the condolences to the family on the behalf of the city. I know Mayor Bartlett, Councilperson Lesman was there also. The appreciation the family demonstrated, but just can't thank them enough for the service of that family and for Marty specifically serving the city for that amount of time.
Thank you, Mr. Goodson. Mr. McCay?
Yeah, just a few things. So I've got, I'll have updates next council meeting. I've got Recreation Advisory Board tomorrow, and I've got McDab tomorrow. So next council meeting, I'll provide updates from that. Also, I'm doing one of my, I guess my first quarterly office hours here at City Hall, March 4th, 4 to 5 p.m. in conference room 130. So anybody in my district or anywhere else wants to come ask me questions or whatever else, that's where I'll be. So I'll put that on my socials here this evening. That's all.
Great, thank you. Ms. Lesman, District 5?
Yes, I wanted to first reiterate, yes, we had a lot of fun at those ribbon cuttings for Escapology and the Public Annex, Safety Annex. And we've got some upcoming events coming from the Chamber, the Madison Chamber. First of all, nominate your best in business that you think of. It's called the Best in Business, and nominations are going to end Friday, I believe. So if you can get your nominations in we've got a lot of great businesses in Madison, so please put your nominations in there. February 25th is Business Over Breakfast at the Jackson Center, featuring special guest Major General Lori Robinson, the Commanding General of U.S. Army Aviation and Missile Command, AMCOM. And then March 4th, we've got Coffee and Commerce, free for the chamber members. It's a great place to network if you've got a business. If you're not a chamber member, it's only $25, and it's a great way to introduce you to it, to see if you all the benefits that you can get from the chamber. March 13th is the 3rd annual Heartbeat of Healthcare presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Alabama. They're going to have a panel of local leaders discussing the current trends regarding healthcare. So there's going to be Dr. Heather Donaldson, Chief Academic Officer of Madison City Schools, Josh Hewitt, the VP of Physician Services at Huntsville Hospital, Dr. Jeff Johnson, Medical Director of the ER Department at Madison Hospital, and then Mary Lynn Wright, the President of Madison Hospital. So that's a really strong panel, and you won't want to miss that. We've also got the Chamber ongoing, we're actually partnering with the Chamber, the City Hall is, the ongoing Madison in Focus photo contest. We're on the 2nd quarter now. The 1st quarter winner, I want to congratulate Alexander Albee, who won the picture for 1st quarter, so you can submit for your 2nd quarter. Submissions deadline is April 19th, and it's got to be a picture taken within Madison city limits. And then that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lesman. Ms. White, District 6, please.
Yes, I just have one item to report. There was a new opening of a business in District 6, so wanted to make sure that the city knew about Core South Legree. It's a fitness, it's Pilates, it's a type of Pilates called Legree, and it's right across the street here from City Hall on Hughes Road. So if you hadn't heard about it, hadn't seen it, there's another option for us to get healthy and remain in shape right here in Madison. So just wanted to make sure people were aware.
Thank you so much. District 7, please.
Yes, so I just wanted to encourage everyone, if you're interested, to check out the Beautification and Tree Board. It meets every month on the third Tuesday around 6 p.m. And they manage the Adopt a Spot program, Beautification Awards, and Arbor Day poster contest, which I believe will be coming up at a meeting soon. You can apply on the city's website. And kind of related to that, Civic Awareness Academy, I believe the deadline to apply is Friday of this week. That's all for me.
Very good, thank you. I just have a couple of items. Wanted to mention that I was able to represent mayor and council at the new Cooper's Hawk opening at Cliff Farm on Saturday. Wonderful fine dining, would encourage you to go. If you want to make reservations for Valentine's Day, do it now. I had never been before, but it's a lovely, lovely restaurant, wonderful service and food. Want to mention that tomorrow night at 6:30, we have our Friends of the Library meeting at the Madison Library. And also, we're starting monthly tours of our new Mill Creek Preserve and Greenway. If you're interested in on our next tour, would love to have you. It's a new greenway that is off of Balch Road. Very excited about this new project, wanting to get a lot of input, a lot of feedback on it. And that's actually all I have. We'll close our presentations now, and we'll move into public hearing. And we have one this evening with Ms. Berwin.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You have public hearing for ordinance number 2026-32, and this is to zone property located at 8094 Highway 72 West. They're going to pull that up for us in just a moment. Different exhibit. Nope, other one. Still trying. Different one.
Getting warmer.
Nope. There we go.
Zoning.
Thank you. Third time is a charm. All right, this property, as you can see, is located on the north side of Highway 72. It consists of a little over 23 acres. We are proposing B3 zoning, and this is the area that you also acted on the annexation already. That annexation will become effective later this month. It includes the Costco and the associated fuel station. Planning Commission and staff are recommending approval of the zoning B3. You can see that the property to the east and across the Highway 72 also has this zoning. There were no concerns expressed at the Planning Commission public hearing when this came forward, and so we are asking for your approval this evening. Thank you.
So moved.
Motion.
You want a second?
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second from Mr. Beer.
Mr. McCay.
Oh,
Me and David.
We
sorry.
need to open the public
Oh,
hearing.
I'm sorry, yes. We'll open the public hearing for anyone who would like to come and speak to this subject. Seeing none, we will close the public hearing and entertain the motion from Mr. McCay
Motion.
and second from Mr. Beer.
Second.
Now, any discussion? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes.
Thank you.
All right, now we'll have building.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have resolution number 2026-58-R. authorization of a purchase of one Chevrolet 2006 Chevrolet Crew Cab four-wheel drive from McSweeney Auto Group from Clayton LLC under state bid contract MA 24000004917 for the total amount of $51,572 2 cents to be paid from the Fund 12.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Mr. Goodson and a second for Mrs. Lesman. Is there any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you. Now we have engineering.
All right. Tonight, first I have resolution number 2026-044R, authorizing a memorandum of understanding with the City of Huntsville doing business as Huntsville Utilities, the City of Huntsville, Madison County, Alabama, and the City of Madison for acquisition and sharing of aerial imagery, satellite imagery, and base map products for a period of 2 years with expenses to be shared equally to be paid from the engineering department budget.
Motion to approve?
Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Goodson and a second for Mr. Jackson. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
And next, I have resolution number 2026-051R. This is authorizing an amendment to the maintenance agreement with ALDOT for traffic control at for the traffic control signal at Highway 72 and Jack Clift Boulevard to reflect proposed modifications to the signal timing. The traffic engineer, Daryl Skipper, is here to make a little presentation for you guys about what those changes are and what kind of some of the benefits are of that modification. So I'll let him take over right here, and you can ask him questions when he's done, or myself as well.
Thank you, Michael. Good evening. Again, Daryl Skipper. I'm a registered professional engineer in the state of Alabama and have been for quite a while. The signal we're talking about is the intersection of Jack Clift Boulevard and US Highway 72. It controls the traffic up and down Highway 72, which y'all know has a few cars on it. And also it provides access to Cliff Farms and to the Target Shopping Center. We are proposing to modify it very, very slightly, and I'll go through that. But what this is you already have a maintenance agreement with the Department of Transportation. It requires you to maintain it, pay power, and those things. This is just an amendment to that. You're doing the exact same thing. It's just that when we do work within the right-of-way, we have to have a permit from them to do it, and that's what this does, enact it. You'll authorize the mayor to sign the maintenance agreement to move forward. Unfortunately, what's happening on most of our high-volume arterials in the state, we have a lot of them. Y'all have a lot of them already. You're the fastest, the region you're in is the fastest growing, the most populated in the state of Alabama. What comes with that is everybody that owns 3 cars and they drive them all every day, it seems like. And what we've had to do in Alabama is to resort to some things that we do to our arterials. Right now, if we put a signal up, everybody can come to it and they can turn left, right, go through on a protected movement. On an arterial like 72, you can't do that anymore. We have to displace some of the movements, and that's the way we kind of milk the intersection and the roadway without spending a large amount of money. And what we do is we displace some of the movements to somewhere else where they can be made. We take the time that they would be allocating for those movements and reallocate it. In this case, you try to reallocate it proportionally based on the volume of traffic. More of my time that we take away would go back to 72. What we're proposing to do is the movements from Target to Cliff Farms, the through movements, and the through movement from Cliff Farms to Target would be removed from the signal. If you're coming out of Target and you were to go to Cliff Farms, my guess is anybody going through is either going to Cliff Farms or they're going on up further north and hitting Wall Triana and going to locations north. Of course, you'll come out on a left turn signal and then take the first right into Cliff Farms and go on, or either take a right, go down to Wall Triana and hang a left at the signal there. So it's the same type thing. I think you have we've developed a set of plans. I was going to give you about a 30-second why we're doing it.
Yes, please.
And what impact it has. And by the way, the numbers that we did here is we did Saturday, because Saturday is our largest retail peak for Costco, Cliff Farms, Target, and all the associated stores there. So that's what we were doing there. In looking at what we have out there today, we grade intersections A, B, C, D, E, and F. In school, an F is an F. An E is not passing either, but we do give it an E. Right now, what we're doing is if you're in Target coming out, you get an F today during the peak time on Saturday. Southbound, we're getting an E, which is almost. What that relates to, if you're coming out of Target, the average vehicle is delayed 128 seconds. If you pull up there, you're going to wait 2 minutes. If you're southbound on Cliff Farms, you're waiting about a minute to get across. East and west, you're averaging about 35 seconds per vehicle that comes along. So on a Saturday, I might have 1,500 cars in one direction. That's multiplying at times 35 seconds. It's a lot of time you're delaying people. If we take this phase out, reallocate, the Target, we're able to bring, the northbound, we're able to bring that delay from 128 seconds down to 61 seconds, which we cut it in half. The Cliff Farms, you won't be able to, it'll stay about the same, because the way we're allocating is where we have the asphalt, where we have the need. However, on Highway 72, we're dropping the delay from around 35 seconds per vehicle down to about 20 seconds per vehicle, which is a huge savings in that. What you'll see is less stacking, less people taking chances. It'll become safer. It should help the crash history we have there. The cost to do this, I know these maintenance agreements you guys have indicates that the applicant, which the city of Madison will be the applicant, is responsible for it. However, we have a benefactor that's going to pay for that. It's not going to be, they're paying our fee. They'll pay to get the permit from the Department of Transportation. They'll hire a contractor to do the work. We'll coordinate that work through your engineering department, since y'all are responsible for the maintenance of it. That's what we're proposing to do. That's what's in front of you. Certainly, for any unanswered questions, we've coordinated with your engineering staff. We've also coordinated with the Department of Transportation, and Madison County also has been involved in it. So we've included everybody we could, so everybody's aware of it.
Okay, thank you. Before we discuss and ask questions, may I have a motion and a second first?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second from Mr. Beer. Now proceed with any questions or concerns.
I guess one concern is that how does it, where I'm concerned about a possible downstream effect is vehicles that enter from Cliff's Farm south, for them to get into that shopping center with Target and the other businesses there, they would turn potentially right and then go down and have to make a left, which seems like it's going to cause that traffic, a backup on that traffic of 72 of those vehicles, because I don't think, I'm trying to remember how significant the turn lanes are there, but that's, it doesn't hurt my head so much what you addressed going north, coming out and going to Cliff's Farms, because there's major openings down there. For me, the concern is those that are coming south and then trying to go from Cliff's Farms to the Target Center. Was there any analysis of what that impact would look like?
Yes, we went ahead and distributed both east and west from where it is. You've got to do that. You can't just say,
right,
it's going to run down and go nowhere. The Saturday traffic counts were under 100 per movement, and that was the peaks on Saturdays. During the weekday, there are weekday peaks, and the weekday peaks out there for those two retail centers is on the afternoon peak hour. They're lower numbers than we have on Saturday. That's the reason we counted Saturday, because it is a retail peak between 10 and 2 o'clock. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of cars out there on Saturday.
Yep.
Filling up their trucks with whatever. I do the same thing, but just not here. Yes, we did. We did test the length, the delay, and the capacity of those intersections, and we're in pretty good shape there. One of the other projects that you guys have been wanting to see happen is the 6 laning of 72. We are one of the consultants working with the Department of Transportation. We have finished phase 1, which is just from on the far eastern end where the 6 lane ends, and we've got the bridge there, and the next signal across the bridge, west of the bridge, is Paramount. And that project is getting close to letting. That one's been a tough one because of the creek, and we having to raise that bridge to get it out of the flood zone there quite a bit. The next phase is going to go from Paramount to Wall Triana. And we're actively working on those construction plans there, which would 6 lane it. Now, a lot of the things that what we're talking about here, displacing movements, the project that we're undertaking will have a lot of those type techniques applied to them also. Good example is Jeff and Slaughter. What we're proposing to do there is the lefts that would be occurring at the intersection on 72 would go past Jeff Slaughter, go down and U-turn at a signal and come back. It's called a Michigan left. Why are they called Michigan lefts? They've been in operation in Michigan since 1952. That's the reason. We've got 2 of them on US Highway 280 in Birmingham. We carried about 95,000 a day on it, and we're about to add a 3rd one on it. And they're used quite frequently around the state. It's just another way of milking all we can out of the system.
Is that what Orange Beach has recently done?
That's what those are, yes, sir. Yeah. Those are displaced lefts, Michigan lefts. Sure is. Yes, sir, that's one of my projects. By the way, it's the first project I've ever done that had a song written about it in my career, so.
Are there any stats on accident rates related to U-turns, like making a lot of U-turns happen in either direction?
It's where you place them, and if you're putting a signalized location, like on a Michigan left, we're displacing large amounts of lefts, we will put additional signals in, a lot lower phases. On this one, we don't need to put them in. We have a couple of median openings to the west of us. We think everybody will can make it without a signalized U-turn at those locations. Good thing too about Cliff Farms, we have a internal roadway system that's in kind of a grid, and you can get around. If you're coming out at Target and you want to go to Costco, you can turn left, go down and hit the first left, go down and then turn back and go to Jack Clift Boulevard and be at that northern access to within 100 feet of that northern access of Costco.
When I was looking through this very detailed traffic study, is trying to figure out what are we trying to accomplish, right? What is the goal of this? And I drive that road a lot, so I know the backup. So correct me if I'm wrong, or tell me the correct numbers, because I was trying to look at the data. If you're going east-west, you're 1,000 to 1,100 cars passing through that in your peak hours?
In each direction on Saturday.
In each direction on Saturday.
During the weekdays, the morning peak is right at 2,000 coming in.
Okay.
In the afternoon, it's a shade over 2,000 per hour.
And then as we're going north-south, in and out of Cliff Farm, in and out of the Target Shopping Center, that's roughly 100 each way, 100 cars?
That's going straight.
Yeah.
We've got 60 northbound and 100 southbound.
Okay. So what I was trying to look at is what are we trying to accomplish? Is it, directing traffic, outside of those 2 retail businesses, or is it addressing a bigger issue of 72 east-west traffic?
Both.
And when I looked at the actual, that stack up is terrible, and so what you end up happening is you get a lot more traffic on Gooch, people using as a cut-through, which is more residential, which obviously got sidewalks near it, so there's a little more danger, I think, with all the probably increased traffic there of people bypassing that intersection. So I guess what I was looking at is what is the least impact, right? Cutting out the north-south traffic between the 2 centers is going to, displace 100 vehicles in those peak hours. But if that improves, 1,000, 1,100 east-west tremendously on the time, is that helping out more people than it's hurting? So it's an interesting, I think, review of just the stats, like actually looking at the data and saying, what are you trying to solve? And if we're trying to solve quicker traffic in Madison east-west for the most people, that seems to make, like, it seems to be a good move. Now, one thing I don't know is the intersection change, or changing really just the timing of the lights, probably lights themselves, so it's not allowing, and maybe there's signage that says no.
In the packet I gave you, there's a construction plan.
Okay.
Do pretty extensive pavement markings.
Yeah.
Pretty extensive signage. And we've got many of these in existence around the state.
Okay.
They'll have heavy signage.
Okay.
They have to have a little bit of a PR program too. They have to be advertised so that the public, that's through the media. And then I like to put out the variable message boards when you're about to work up to it, so that the public that's driving it day in, day out can find them a way, an alternate. If they say that's going to be closed, they'll find an alternate. Right. The ultimate goal in doing all of this, of course, is to carry the traffic that we have. The real reason we're doing it is safety. The more congested a route is, the higher the delay is for all the maneuvers. There's a direct correlation in that crash history. The less delay we have, the more patient drivers we have, crash rates go down. The converse of that is true. Good example is if you're sitting at an intersection, there's no signal, and you want to cross and go all the way across. It takes about 7.5 seconds to the right, 7.5 seconds to the left to find a gap that's acceptable to let you make that. The longer you sit there, your perception of that acceptable gap gets shorter and shorter and shorter, and that's where the crashes go up.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Have you had a chance to speak with any representatives from the retail center, the Target Retail Center, and do they have any objections to these changes? And I'm only thinking, I don't want to hurt sales tax revenue because people can't get in there as easy. But then conversely, like you were saying a second ago, if we fix the traffic flow, that may increase traffic to Target because now there's not as bad of a pileup or a stacking on 72. So that was my one question for you.
The delay on 72 will be reduced, and on a Saturday. That translates, my wife has control of 100% of our expendable income. And so if she's going there, she's not going to go if she's got to sit there for several minutes. She's going to go when there's so when it's safe, she feels safer. And I'm the same way. We're all that same way. That's the reason you're hitting Gooch and all the other side roads. It's quicker, it's safer for you. By the way, using all those little side streets, that is a direct that tells you directly that the primary road out there is congested.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of time to get up there. Everybody's hunting for that quicker, safer route.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
As someone who has driven across that intersection several times, who has almost been in accidents at that intersection several times, but often drives from Cliffs Farms to Target, and also as someone who grew up in Michigan, I'm very familiar with Michigan left. So just to confirm, I think you've already said it, but are you saying that by rerouting the traffic, both directions, that the current, Michigan left type turnarounds are suitable as they are? They are the correct length, that they won't impact safety in a negative way or create?
Yes, and also, remember, we're working on the 6-lane project.
Yes.
I don't know whether the DOT has communicated with your staff the exact timing for that.
Right.
It's not like it's 10 years off. It's getting closer and closer.
Tomorrow
and closer.
would be good.
Well, my original contract on this was 2014. I would like to see it done. I remember sitting down with the director and one of your predecessors. I don't know how many predecessors ago, but and there was a promise made to go ahead and do this particular project. It's just money gets in our way, or lack of money gets in our way in funding a lot of the stuff. And costs have gotten this, well, I'm not telling y'all anything. Y'all been here 100 days. You know what the cost is nowadays of everything. Goods, services, materials, everything's up, yes.
I think the last update that we received from ALDOT at the MPO meeting a couple of months ago was that 2030 was the planned date for Phase 3.
Phase 3. Phase 3 is bulge out. I'm sorry. Wall Triana west.
Yes, to county line.
Phase 2 is out to Wall Triana.
Right.
It's coming before that.
Do you have a date?
I
And we're
wish-
writing it down.
I'm not going to, I'd rather the city communicate with you, not me. The DOT
Chicken.
communicate with you.
And if the council were to approve this tonight, what is your anticipated timeframe in terms of when we would?
What this does,
Need to
it allows us
communicate.
to do the construction plans and submit them along with this to the Department of Transportation. They will review it, our plans, how we plan to stage the work, and issue us a permit to do it. Then we'll actually bid it and let a contract to do the actual work. We'll stay in touch with your city engineers so that you know far in advance when it's going to be done. It's not like it's going to be done tomorrow. Don't get me. It's some months away.
Like it could be summer before we would effectuate the
Probably.
change in pattern?
Probably.
Okay.
I'd like for it to be done while school's not in session
Okay.
and finished like in a day or two.
Oh, it could be that fast?
Oh, it's not going to take long, no,
Okay.
Okay.
no. I can't afford for it to. I mean, as far as, from a safety perspective, you've got to get in and get it done quick. We might even do it at night.
You would close that intersection,
Would not close the intersection. You'd maybe close
a certain lane?
the lane you're going to affect, you would probably close it.
Okay.
And then direct the other directions, and then do the signal work, striping work, and signage work. We'd probably do the signage work during the day, and cover them up, so
Right.
that you could pull them off. Get ready and just unveil the whole thing at once.
But if some of that work can be done at night, I think that would be attractive, less traffic.
We have to. There's just
Yeah.
too much traffic out there
Yeah.
not to do it at night.
So was there I think you said something, but a count of vehicles that are going from north to south?
Yes.
Did you say 60-something? Was that?
Now, these are Saturday counts, and this is
Correct,
the
correct.
retail high. If you are at Target and you're going north, the very peak is,
Sorry, north to south, so
Well,
only the ones coming,
if you're
from-
at Target going north, is 48 in the peak hour. If you're in Cliff Farms going to Target, it's 93 on a Saturday.
and I guess where I still keep coming up with the struggle is, so if we dump 93 cars that want to go from Cliff's Farms into that Target shopping center, the turn lane that's there, without doing detailed mensuration, just eyeballing, it looks like it would hold 13 cars that would go down and make a left into that shopping center. There is no secondary. If they keep going down, the next crossing would be past that, and they'd have to do a Michigan left. Is that where that Michigan left would go?
Michigan left would be at the first median opening I go to. I could tell you, that, yeah, they'll go to the second one. That's not the way the drivers, they're going to go to the first place you come to. And that's 93 cars in an hour. That's 1.5 a minute. You want to sit here with your watch and time?
Yeah, and I guess where my concern is, it sounds like we're going to back up 93 cars in space that today looks like it holds 13, which means they're going to back up into 72 and impede progress in 72 in the left-hand lane. So it's kind of, I'm struggling how that makes it better. But if you guys did the detailed analysis, I'm not a professional, but I'll just say it looks
What we're counting,
odd.
What we're counting on for those that are coming, are to turn right, then go down,
Mm-hmm.
turn, they can either U-turn or turn left directly into the shopping center at that first.
That's the one that holds 13 cars.
Or they could go down to the next one, it goes directly into the shopping center also. There's another median opening.
Okay.
And if,
It doesn't look like that on the aerial imagery, but
yeah, there are two.
you guys
other
have a better eye than I do on that. so
There are
I'm not
two
gonna
other
question it.
accesses.
Okay.
And what you're relying on is for those 13 cars that are sitting areas to get a gap to make that one maneuver across 2 lanes of traffic. That's plenty of time to clear that without it getting back out into the through lane. Now,
I guess the proof will be in the flow, right?
I'm going to watch it real close. 'Cause we do not want it backing out.
I'll just say, I'll question it, but I'll leave it at that.
I'll know that I'll have okay, I've got your.
I think
No,
that's a good point, Mr. Goodson. So Mike, I think that is an excellent point. So let's say we do it in the summer, you get it done 4th of July. By Labor Day, we are getting tons of emails. This isn't working. I can't get from Target to Costco. Can we recalculate?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Why not? If something is a danger, you need to take
Right,
action.
right.
Period. It doesn't matter
Okay.
who's recommending it. Absolutely.
You would come back and fix it the way it was now? We'd have to talk.
one of
Or
the
look at the next plan.
Or, yeah,
That's
but
one of the options.
it would be good to know that if this is not a success, we can come back to
Well, we're getting
revisit
it free this first time. The second time when you come back, though, that's
Well,
not,
that's
that's
what
not
I'm
free,
thinking.
though.
Yeah, that's not.
Well, the second time probably come out of my hide. So.
Okay. Right. And I'm not just saying people are unhappy about doing it, but it causes accidents because people aren't paying attention and they used to be able to go straight and, oh, that turn lane is now left, but I'm going to go straight anyway.
Just don't judge me day one.
I remember when the roundabout opened the very first day and the very first person I watched came and turned left right at the roundabout and I about had a stroke. So no, but to have the opportunity to come back and revisit it in 90 days, I think is an encouragement.
Why not?
Sure.
And I guess too, I mean, we're going to have some people that will be upset that they cannot, if we were to pass this, go on either direction. We will also have 1,000 people an hour that get through quicker going east to west. We probably won't hear from them, right? But you know, we got to weigh it versus what are the complaints, what are the safety issues, and what is the increased traffic, you know, from the east-west thoroughfare.
We just need to coordinate with you guys on when it's going to take place. I would like your police out there.
Right.
When it's first done and on a sporadic basis to make sure it's, because people will, they'll violate it.
Yeah.
Yes.
They will.
Yeah.
Amazingly, the ones we've had on Highway 280 have been there since 2012. And we get very few violations now. They've learned it, but that's
13 years.
13 years ago. I don't want y'all to wait 13 years.
Well, I think it takes a lot of coordination and PR. I mean, you know, before I sat down, and this is the first traffic study I've ever looked in detail, and I really had no idea the impact that it would have by stopping the seconds, you know, that it's there and the impact on the east-west. So I think there'll still be a lot of people that won't understand why. So again, it's probably a pretty significant HR or PR campaign to understand if we were to move forward on this, why we do that.
I agree with you there. Absolutely.
Mr. Skipper, so you're saying that with your studies and your expertise, this is going to be better with all your numbers and things that, your studies, right?
It'll operate better and it'll be safer.
And because I feel like something needs to be done there, because even in the Target parking lot, you're saying you're just going to go you can't go straight anymore, you're going to go this way, because that Target parking lot gets backed up and something needs to be done. So and you're saying this is the first step.
Yes.
And it shows with your numbers that it's going to be better. It's going to be a change, but I do agree something needs to be done there, so.
It's a change.
Okay.
And change is hard.
And then we'll look again, but yeah.
Communication will be key.
Correct.
Any other comments or questions for Mr. Skipper?
Would you like to hear from our own city engineer?
Yes, Mr. Johnson?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Skipper.
Got this thing up. This is some of the results from his traffic report, or his study there in the memorandum that you have in the packet. This shows the level of service. You can see they're in that kind of middle column, level of service. After the intersection recommendation, you can see they're all improved. And then the big ones that he was talking about are delay time, that's in seconds, and then the 95th queue, that's in feet. So you can see up there, as Ms. Lesman was mentioning, trying to get out of the Target, that's your northbound approach. So if you look at the delay on the northbound approach for each of those, the current situation is 128.1 seconds, and with these improvements, we're talking about 61 seconds. So that's what he's talking about when he's cutting it in half. And you can see the queue links there too. And then there's also a diagram here of kind of the different routes you can take to get from the Costco area south. And then those are the tracks that are in, looks like they're in blue, I think.
So, Michael, this is what I was picking on, that the southbound coming out of Jack Clift, there is only one entryway back into that shopping center. There is not a second one without going, I mean, there is not one further down, correct? Where John Henry, is that John Henry Way?
There's one median cut at the farthest west entrance into the Target. Then there's also the option that's not shown on here where you can go from the Costco down to Uncle Frank and then use that traffic signal to come back to
the U.
To the east.
Yep.
You would stay on that side, and if you want to use the traffic signal to get back across, you can use that one to get there too.
But the tendency, as expressed, is that people are going to go to the first one and stop, which will and that's why I was saying in
If
that.
it's backed up, they won't stop there.
Well, they won't. They will just drive angst.
They might have a hard time the first time, and then they'll figure it out. It'll be a learning experience, and then they'll figure out where they're trying to get to.
Could make for a cool drone video, right?
Of the accidents?
No, no, a drone video of where you can turn
Yeah.
each way. I think that could give a good overview of it.
We do.
Any questions for Michael or comments, concerns?
Michael, what's your recommendation?
I feel like this is a good benefit, and I think that the table kind of shows the big picture here. So you were asking, what is it for? What are we trying to do? This is a global improvement. This isn't just about trying to get from Costco to Target and get back and forth. This is about benefiting all of 72, and I think that this is an opportunity for us to be part of the solution there.
Yeah, and I think that's the point. I mean, again, you look at, there's 10 times as many people going east-west than north-south, south-north. So that, it by itself is going to benefit 10 times as many people from a speed and efficiency standpoint. So that's the messaging that would need to be out there.
Well, and Michael, you believe it's important to do this now instead of waiting for the future updates to 72, to make that change and address all of the, I know, this is just.
I've only lived in Madison for 4 years, but I know people who have been here 40 years, and they've been talking about widening 72 since they were in middle school. So, there's no reason, in my opinion, to wait on something like that. We've been an opportunity to make things better right now. It's not it's not the solution for everything. It's not, it's not going to fix everything. It's not going to fix the issues at Hughes. It's not going to fix, trying to get past, all these other intersections. But this is an opportunity to make a fix now. What we're doing here, as I mentioned before, is we're approving a maintenance agreement. So that's going to be part of the application packet for the developer and the engineer to go through the process. Just like if somebody was trying to do a improvement on our right-of-way, they would have to get all their stuff together, submit it to us, and we would require, different things. This is sort of the same type of thing.
Understood, thank you.
I did wonder, are there any other intersections in city limits along 72 where such a modification would make sense, or is this kind of a unique situation?
Possibly, but another good point here is this isn't our right of way, and it's not technically our signal. We don't own any of those things. So this is a proposal brought by the developer, and they're really dealing with ALDOT. We're a peripheral part of it, an important part, but it's not. This wasn't our project. We didn't come up with this. Almost kind of wish we had, but we didn't. And, so it's possible we could look at some of those things and work with ALDOT, but ultimately, this is their right-of-way.
Okay, very good. We had a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second from Mr. Beer. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson,
No.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember McCay,
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Nay.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Okay, the resolution passes. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Michael. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, and now we have facilities. Thank you, Mr. Skipper.
Facilities and Grounds has one resolution for your consideration tonight, Resolution 2026-072R, approving a percentage-based fee AIA agreement with Goodwin Mills and Kaywood LLC for City Hall renovations in an amount of approximately $150,000 to be paid for from Fund 38.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mrs. White. Any comments or questions? May I have the vote, please?
I have a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I jumped in
No,
late.
no, sorry.
So this 150 is for the design, and then we'll spend 1.7 to renovate City Hall after that. Is that correct?
Our current projected budget for the project is a total of $1.7 million.
Okay, does that include this 150?
It does.
Okay. Can you explain what the 1.7 is? I see it here in front of me, but what are the different items? Because it looks like we're consolidating different departments to create efficiencies with departments to better locate them here at City Hall?
It is.
Okay.
And the current mayor hasn't had the opportunity to work on everything that the previous mayor did. So we'll work with her and department heads to develop, make sure we cover everybody's need. The $1 million that was put in Fund 38, their 2026 budget was just a placeholder so we could get started.
Okay.
This will be done in 5 phases. So the first phase that we would do would be renovating where the investigators moved out of the police department. That would be for revenue, city clerk, and finance to move into that. And then we would do HR, legal, engineering, and revenue downstairs.
Excellent. Thank you.
All righty, we had a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mrs. White. No other discussion. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, Gerald. Next, we have HR.
So this is ordinance number 2026-077, authorizing amendment to policy 3 entitled Service Categories and Employment Status for the City of Madison Personnel Policies and Procedures. This is the first reading. So essentially what we're doing is we're clarifying the aide to the mayor. So as you guys know, historically, the mayor gets to use that position how they want. And so we're, one line is going to say aide to the mayor / and then it's just a placeholder that says the mayor gets to call it however they want to use it. And then we're also adding the Director of Operations and Communications officially into our class plan. And so what that will do is that will it'll move that position into a general employee position with all the other department heads.
Very good. So we'll see you on February 23rd for that? Okay, very good. We will see you then. Thank you so much. And now we have legal.
Good evening. I have one item for your consideration tonight. This is ordinance number 2026-54, and this authorizes a joint purchasing agreement with the City of Huntsville so that the City of Madison can utilize the City of Huntsville's bids for light-duty vehicles. And if approved, this will allow city departments to purchase trucks from Woody Anderson Ford and Donahue Chevrolet.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. White and a second from Mrs. Lesman. Any comments or questions on this? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White?
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman?
Aye.
Council President Robleski?
Aye.
Councilmember Beer?
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson?
Aye.
Councilmember McCay?
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson?
Aye.
Thank you. The ordinance passes. We'll see you back in a minute. And now we have planning.
Okay, not that one. Good evening again. So we arrange our PowerPoints. Yes, thank you. Perfect. All right. This is a Resolution 2026-45-R. This is a request to set a public hearing to rezone property located at 261 Hughes Road. The rezoning would be from residential to commercial, and we're asking you to set the public hearing for March 23rd. This item has been considered by the Planning Commission, and they are recommending approval.
Move to approve. Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. White and a second from Mrs. Lesman. Any comments or questions on this?
Are there Right now, what's on, is there
There's
two
a-
houses on there right now?
There's a vacant house
Okay.
that faces Hughes Road. It's a two-story white house, directly adjacent to a new commercial center that had been built. The applicant is proposing to demolish the existing structures and build a new commercial center.
Got it, thank you.
May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember McCay,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Thank you. The next item is Resolution Number 60-R. This is to authorize a permissive use agreement for the placement of a sign and landscaping in Town Madison in the city's right-of-way in a roundabout. You can see the roundabout is located at the intersection of Lime Quarry Road, Intergraph Way, and Graphics Drive, just as you're coming off of Madison Boulevard. This is a blow-up of the roundabout, which was constructed by our Public Works Department. And this is an image of the roundabout improvement, or the wall and the signage that would be proposed. It'll have Town Madison letters on the top of the wall, and then you can see that the wall itself is about 3 feet tall. We received this inquiry for this in June of last year. It's just taken a while to wend its way through the process. All of the utilities have looked at it, city staff, departments have looked at it and have indicated it wouldn't create a conflict with anything that was in place on the ground. This went to the Planning Commission in November of last year. Town Madison is governed by a master sign plan, and so any signage that goes in Town Madison needs to be consistent with that sign plan, and that's the purview of the Planning Commission. So the Planning Commission approved the amendment to the sign plan in November, allowing this. That doesn't mean that you have to grant it, but in terms of aesthetics and consistency with the overall signage program, the Planning Commission deemed that it was acceptable. And so you can see, again, what is proposed. The permissive use agreement would require that the developer install the sign, maintain the landscaping. In other words, the city would not bear any cost related to this. There are provisions in the permissive use agreement that if for whatever reason the city needed to modify the roundabout, get into the roundabout, and needed to remove that sign, that we could do so. We would give them notice, but we could do so. We would not be required to replace the sign or any of those improvements. So they do this at their risk, essentially. You can see that on that wall there are 4 sign panels, if you will. They're right. This is working right here. And those would be on all of the entrance points to the roundabout. So if you can envision, they would be on, along this part of the wall here, this part of the wall. So in 4 places, right? So, and the point of that is to allow for business identification. So if I'm coming over the hill from Toyota Field on Lime Quarry, I'm going to be able to see a sign that perhaps says BJ's, and so forth. And so that it's designed to improve business identification signage within Town Madison in a somewhat discreet way. So we are asking for your approval this evening.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion for Mr. Beer and a second for Mr. Goodson. Any comments or questions?
So I do have one question. That's a pretty substantial roundabout, like in terms of size. It seems like to be, or to me, it looks like one of the bigger ones or less traveled. Was there any studies that we have documented on like sightline, like any sightline concerns at all? I know typically, again, you're looking over it, but is there any, do we have any sightline studies?
We do not have any sightline studies specific to this. That was a conversation we did have with Travad, which is a sign company that did this for the Breland companies, and certainly traffic engineering looked at this as well. We didn't have any concerns expressed due to the gaps in the letters. As you can see, that there's not a solid backing behind the letters. In other words, they're open. You're going to be able to see through them. There will be some obstruction, certainly, but we didn't think that was significant. we could certainly, if you want to continue this so that we can do some analysis, we're happy to do that.
I'm trying to think through of roundabouts in general, and are there instances where you do have kind of center signage or any sort of blockage? Because most of the ones we have do not.
Correct. It's fairly common in some jurisdictions to see public art or to see substantial landscaping in roundabouts. We have not yet, this will be our first endeavor, not our endeavor, but our first experience with this, so I guess it'll be telling. Having that wall, the 36-inch high wall, is a little bit different. Some public art tends to be a little bit smaller, but I have seen very substantial improvements in roundabouts. People do tend to approach roundabouts in a more slow fashion, and this roundabout is actually rather small to me compared to the newer roundabouts that we have, and I think as a result, it requires you to kind of slow down, or you should be slowing down. We think it will go okay. We hope it will. Obviously, if incidences occur, then we'll be able to take action and have them modify it.
And really, from looking, left or right, coming in, there's no obstruction from that. It would just be, if any, it'd be directly across, which would not be.
Correct. As you can see from that exhibit, they're only going to have the Town Madison letters on 2 of the road entrances, if you will.
And the landscaping will probably stay low within the roundabout?
Yes.
Okay.
And certainly not be a continuous hedge.
Yeah. Edward Scissorhands. Any other questions or comments? No? Okay. To recap, the motion was by Mr. Beer and the second was by Mr. Goodson. May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Thank you. And the final planning item is resolution number 26-61-R. We do not have an exhibit, thankfully. And this is a professional services agreement with Nexsite LLC. They are an economic or retail recruitment consultant. This is $45,000 a year. It is a 3-year commitment. We used this firm pre-COVID, 2018-ish is when we entered into an agreement with them. It was a 3-year agreement at that time as well. And they would represent the city at trade shows like ICSC, which is a big event that occurs primarily in Vegas, but in other jurisdictions, as well as other trade shows. And they also assist with connecting us with developers and data generation. So we think this is a benefit for the city and worth the investment.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mrs. White and a second from Mr. Jackson. Any comments or questions?
So we've used them for a 3-year period before?
Yes, in 2018, and then the last year we got into COVID.
Were there any measurable wins or anything by using them?
So we did have some leads that came out of that, and then they were also instrumental in assisting the Breland companies getting Costco and BJ's.
May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember White.
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Council President Robleski.
Aye.
Councilmember Beer.
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson.
Aye.
Councilmember McCay.
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Next up, Public Works.
I have one resolution, 2026-062R, authorizing the agreement of professional contract services with Mike Gentle for 1-year period in an amount not to exceed $39,000 per year to be paid for Public Works Department budget. Mike does our inspecting on our right-of-way mowing, our contractor paving, the greenway trails and trailheads. He runs as a mediator if we have cars hit by rocks and that type thing, and he'll get it straightened to who it needs to go to. So.
Yes, sir.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Beer and a second from Mr. McCay. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember McCay,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you, Kent. Now we have recreation.
Resolution number 2026-56, authorizing the purchase of one Ford F-350 4x4 regular cab pickup truck from Woody Anderson Ford through the City of Huntsville Joint Purchasing Agreement in the amount of $45,486.72 to be paid from Fund 12.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second from Mrs. White. Any discussion? May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember McCay,
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Resolution number 2026-63R, authorizing instructor agreement with Jennifer Besaw to conduct special needs adaptive dance lessons at Town Madison Wellness Center at no cost to the city.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, and I just want to add that I've known Jen for many, many years, and this is just one of her ministries of her heart, and I'm just so thankful for her. She is such a blessing to our community, and just wanted to put that out there. And any other comments or questions? Okay, I have a motion for Mrs. White and a second for Mrs. Lesman.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember McCay,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes, and many thanks to Ms. Besaw. Yay, she brought a crew.
Resolution number 2026-65R, authorizing instructor agreement with Shanna Howard, doing business as All Around Athlete LLC for youth community physical education program to be held at the Madison Community Center at no cost of the city.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Jackson and a second from Mrs. White, and just also want to echo our thanks to Mrs. Howard for providing this service to our homeschool community. Very much appreciated. Any other comments or questions? May I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Jackson,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember McCay,
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
And resolution number 2026-66R, authorizing fireworks display agreement with Pyro Shows of Alabama for Independence Day celebration in the amount of $18,400.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Goodson and a second from Mrs. Lesman. Any comments or questions? Other than it's the best party of the year. It's a big one this year, 250. All right, may I have the vote, please?
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember Lesman,
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember McCay,
Aye.
Councilmember White,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Thank you so much. Under miscellaneous business and announcements, I did want to ask that we're going to have our next work session on February 25th here in council chambers. And at this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Zingarelli to please come up and lead us into executive session, please.
Thank you. I ask that the following declaration be reflected in the minutes. As the city's attorney, I request that the city council enter an executive session pursuant to Alabama Code Section 3625A 7A3 to discuss legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation. It is my opinion that this Open Meetings Act exception is applicable to a discussion of these matters with legal counsel.
I move that we enter into executive session for the purpose of such discussion.
Second.
May I have the roll call, please?
Aye.
Aye.
Council President Robleski,
Aye.
Councilmember Beer,
Aye.
Councilmember Goodson,
Aye.
Councilmember McCay,
Aye.
Councilmember Jackson.
Aye.
Thank you. That passes, and with majority consent, the council will now enter into executive session. Council is not expected to reconvene or to take any votes following executive session. We are adjourned.